The original Avatar: The Last Airbender is my favorite show of all time, and I'm currently watching it for the 4th time, which I know is probably not that many compared to even more diehard fans than myself, but it's enough times for me to love this show and this story more than anything else at times. Avatar may seem like a kid's show, but if you've watched it, you know it's so much more than that. It wasn't made for a specific audience, it was made to tell a great story, which should be the goal of any writer. The characters are perfectly crafted, the world building is the best I've ever seen, the performances are once in a lifetime, everything about Avatar is so real that I have a hard time telling myself that it was just made up by some guys to turn into an animated show. Because the truth is, it's more than an animated show. It means so much to so many people, and it means so much to me. Which is why it's excruciating to see yet another live-action adaptation of Avatar come out. The only reason I'm even watching the original show again is because it's amazing, but after sitting through an episode and a half of this remake, I could not take it. I thought to myself, why suffer through this when I can rewatch the original, which is infinitely better? I will admit one thing about this remake though, and really all live-action remakes, they make the original seem even better. Whether it's Cowboy Bebop, The Last of Us, or Avatar: The Last Airbender, live-action remakes make it so much easier to appreciate and praise the source material and truly see how incredible it is, which goes for all 3 of those stories. And for me, that's the truth no matter how good or bad the remake is. But let me make something clear now. By itself, Netflix's live-action Avatar is not terrible. You can tell that a lot of care was put into it and making it faithful to the original, but that's where the problem comes in. There is an original, and if you ask me, one of the only things that live-action remakes accomplish is showing audiences why the original was animated in the first place. When it comes to character expressions, body language, fight scenes, and more, animation is a much more accessible medium, if that makes sense. That's not to say that in live action those aspects of a show or film can't be perfected, but animation doesn't need to worry about a set looking bad, special effects looking fake, or actors giving poor performances. Well, a voice actor can still give a bad performance, but it's much easier and much more common for a bad performance to be in live action, for obvious reasons. Like, voice actors need much less direction since their movement and their body language is all, well, animated, and a character in animation can't really feel off or fake like a character can in live action, if that makes any sense. But I'm not even saying that the new live action Avatar suffers from bad set design, bad effects, or poor performances, even though I do think the performances are one of the worst parts of the show. But anyway, it just feels off. I'm not saying the actors are terrible or that I think I could do better than them, but they're just never going to capture the essence of the original characters. Nobody will. These people are not Sokka, Aang, and Katara, even if they're supposed to be. No live action performance, no matter how seemingly great it is, will ever capture the same essence of an animated character. And for me, that's reason enough to stop live action remakes of animation altogether. I understand that part of the point of live action remakes is to see a different take on a story and its characters, but that's exactly the problem. You can't have a different take. The story is the story and the characters are the characters. Let's say someone has a different take on Katara, for example. They say, I like Katara, but what if she was more like this? Well, then that's not Katara. Katara is Katara, and when you make those slight changes to a character because you have a different take, you're just creating a new off-brand character that insults the original audience by having the same name and same look as the real Katara. I couldn't give a specific example as to what this different take on Katara is because I don't plan on watching any more of the live action, but I do know one thing. Katara is an animated character. All of the characters are, obviously, because the original show is animated, but them being animated is a crucial part of their character, and taking that away from them takes away the characters themselves. Like I said before, these people are not Sokka, Aang, and Katara. These people are Sokka, Aang, and Katara. Animation has become widely accepted as a medium for storytelling, and within the past few years, it's even received great praise, so why are live-action remakes still happening? I ask, even though the answer is pretty simple.
Money!
But live-action remakes are fundamentally flawed and fundamentally offensive to original audiences and even to the original stories and characters themselves. The original Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the most important things in the world to me, and to see this new remake is painful. When a story and characters are as great as they are in Avatar, they should never be remade. Nobody should experience this new Avatar instead of the original Avatar. When a story is truly great and truly moving, nobody asks, do it again but a little different. People, or at least myself, just want more story, more original story. Add to this incredible world that you've created, don't do it again. The Legend of Korra has its flaws, but I'd take a million flawed spin-offs before a live-action remake pretending to be the original story that I know and love. And I know what you might say, this remake isn't pretending to be the original, it knows that it's different, but at that point, what is the point? Like I said, a different take is just insulting the source material and the original audience. And I'm sick of it.
Two lovers forbidden from one another, a war divides their people, and a mountain divides them apart.